using my headphone or my regular, you know, just the volume off of here. You guys should be able to hear me. Oh well. You should be. You should be able to hear me. So. Drinking coffee. My iced coffee. Welcome in. When people come in, I'm Kristina Newman. Sometimes it's better for me to put my thing over here. I just don't wanna. But it might help. So here. I'm pretty sure you can hear me alright. I'm guessing. Could be wrong. I mean, I put my headphones on, but I really don't wanna. So. But I only posted on Facebook, or on here, that I was going live. I didn't post on Instagram or on my Facebook, so if it shows on my Facebook or somewhere else, then it does, but I doubt it. I don't know if this is going to be on somebody's For You page. It'd be nice. I'll sit here and wait. But I have a rare disease called gastroparesis, severe. I have severe osteoporosis. I have hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. I have a feeding tube, which is my J tube, and then I have a G tube preventing stomach contents. I also have minor esophageal dysmotility. Welcome in. I'll go back to my diagnoses that I have. Welcome in. I have severe gastroparesis, severe osteoporosis, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, hypermobile as well. Minor esophageal dysmotility. I have a feeding tube, which is my J tube. I have a gastric stimulator as well, and my G tube. So I eat through a feeding tube technically. I can drink things and stuff like that. I'm not supposed to eat any solids because I really can't. I did my little trial and error actually this last week, but I'm not going to be trying to eat anymore. So, but yeah, I can't. So, and I am a DNR as well. I'm 38 years old. Welcome in. I'm Kristina Newman. You can like, subscribe. Yeah, I'm an advocate for severe rare disease, as well as a few others. Welcome in. I have severe gastroparesis. I have a feeding tube, which is my J tube, a G tube as well. I have my G tube for stomach venting. I have my J tube for feeding. My feeding pump's back here on my wheelchair. But yeah, I mean, I'll stand up so you can see what they look like, because my page is for education as well as I talk about things. So this is, my G tube is up here, and then I have my J tube down here. So, yep. Sorry if it looks the way it does, but this disease takes a lot from a person. And I'd like to be an advocate and share what it's like. Some of us get into the nitty-gritty, some of us don't. I'm sure you've seen other people on here with feeding tubes, TPN, and stuff like that. Thank you for your like. Thank you for coming in. What did you say? I'm going to look at the comments. That's not funny. That's not... At Nancy. Thanks. Thanks for saying that. At Stitch. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the like. So yeah, I like to educate about a severe rare disease. And I've had it, I've been diagnosed since 2024. But I've had like the symptoms since early 2022. So the disease I was not born with, the EDS most likely. What up? What up from Texas, huh? Hello, G. Sorry. I'm from Wisconsin, by the way. Sorry about that. Yep. What's up? Live in the USA. I'm 38 years old, married. Mom as well, so disabled. What do you know? Also autistic as well as have ADHD. So you're gonna notice me saying a lot. It's like a vocal stem. Sorry about that. As well as it can get annoying. So see. And the ADHD part, but most likely, like, I'll be moving my legs a lot. Stuff like that. So, anywho, I actually made myself my homemade iced coffee that I actually made homemade caramel for. It's fucking phenomenal, I gotta tell you that. Thirsty. Thanks for sharing your story. It takes a lot of courage to share. Thank you, G. Hernandez. I think I said G. Hernandez, sorry. Let's see here. Moonlight. OMG, love your nails. My favorite color is teal. Ah, well, did you know that teal stands for the colors for PTSD, complex PTSD, as well as it stands for ovarian cancer, that color. So I actually got the colors because of PTSD, and then the green part of it I actually got because of having gastroparesis. And my wheelchair is actually teal and purple. So, you should see the back of it. The back of it's purple. But please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't yet. If you're new, I talk about what gastroparesis does. It's paralysis of the stomach, so that's why I have a feeding tube. It's when your vagus nerve is damaged. Well, my favorite colors are actually red, green, and blue, to be honest. Slay, thanks. Nice. And Moonlight, I love your name. I am pagan by faith. We don't talk about faith here, no politics, stuff like that. But I will say that I am pagan by my own faith. So when I saw Moonlight, I was like, I love the name. Guys, I gotta say it. So with that being said, yes, I also, this is for 18 and up, but obviously it doesn't push out only to 18-year-olds. So with that being said, if you are not of 18 years of age, you might not want to be in here. I don't think your parents would allow it. First off, foremost, this is why. I also am a big advocate for medical marijuana. I do dabs. Thank you, Maggie. So, I do medicinal. Maggie, thank you. My favorite color is teal for every till the day I die. It will never well, teal is a very pretty color. I do dabs too. Yay, Ryan. Love ya. So if you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to like the video. Doesn't take much. You don't have to back out of the live. All you gotta do is back like kind of put the thing down or whatever, and then you can like it. Thank you for the likes. So let me show you what this looks like. I don't want to gross you out. Let me put my pants up more, so I look more like a lady. Okay, so I'm also one of 15,000 plus people in the world to have the enterogastric stimulator. So down here, as you can see, I actually have a device. You can kind of see it through my skin almost. It's a pocket that holds the enterogastric stimulator, which actually electrocutes my stomach so that I don't have nausea and vomiting. And then my J tube to feed me is right there. And my G tube's right here, and this empties my stomach contents. So, I have to have that for the rest of my life. Still fun. I got my J tube and gastric stimulator last year, January. And then this year, January, I got my G tube. What's my favorite animal? Him man. Hi. I actually have a few favorite animals. That's all I can say. I have a few. And the G tube actually goes into a bag. That's where my stomach contents go. If I can't, hold it all in, I have to put my stomach contents go through this tube and into a bag. Tell us, please. Okay, so ravens, crows, wolves. I love dragons. Let's see here. There's a few. Butterflies. So, yeah, what's yours? And anyway, so what I like to do is I also do dabs. I talk about dabs. How old are you, by the way? Something tells me that you are not 18. Because if you're not 18, you are not allowed to be in the live. It is only for 18-year-olds and up. Thank you. I'm just trying to wait for people to come back in. It says I have 0 people, so if you're in here, please say hello. Hi, Maggie. Alright, Maggie's still in here. It says I have 0 people, so that's why I'm asking. Favorite animal is the cheetah. Ay. Maggie, I'm here. Okay, Ryan's still here. I just want to make sure that I don't prematurely like think that excuse me, that this live is like all of a sudden it didn't go so well. Excuse me, sorry. I saw that, Mister. Hello. Okay, we got peoples. All right. Sorry, I'm just a little over. I had a little more coffee than I should have, so I'm just letting my stomach empty. Sorry. It can hurt sometimes, especially when I'm being fed. I mean, I'm on that 24 hours a day usually. This thing, so it can be a pain in the butt. But yeah. Right now, for some reason though, my tube has been hurting me, and I don't understand why. Ugh. Hold on a second. Because it's pulling a lot. And the only thing I can think of, the reason that it would do that is like sometimes the balloon. Sorry, you can't even see me. Sometimes the balloon can deflate by accident that's inside your intestine when you have a J tube. And that has happened to me one time where they had to like refill it or replace it because the balloon deflated. So when you get Mickey tubes, um, dangler types of tubes and Mickey tubes are totally different. One's a low profile and one's more of, it's a larger profile tube. You can see it dangle at times off of a person. They have more of a disc. Hi, Nicholas. What's up, my buddy? But yeah, if you have a dangler tube, it's totally different than a Mickey tube, and they're small. So that's why you've seen that they're about that big. But then there's, I have it's called an extension set that you put onto it, and then that extension set hooks up to the tubing, and they call it an unfit connector, depending on the kind it is. You have an unfit connection, or it can be this other kind of connection, which I don't remember what it is. Sir, if you keep spamming my chat, you're gonna go. Him, her. Alright. Only, that's your first warning. But yeah. I don't answer questions if you're spamming my chat. I give me likes. I'm serious. Anywho's, let me have a little bit of a cigarette. No spamming of the chat. So, like, obviously, if you ask me something, I will get to it. But you've been pretty. You gotta give it a break. Let other people come in. I'm not trying to say, I'm not being mean. I'm just being honest. Anyway, but thank you. I mean, I appreciate the love. I'm not saying nothing wrong about that. I just don't want you to, like, because it overloads me too, because I get overstimulated. If there's too many questions and it's one person doing the same dang question, it's almost like you're pushing me, and I don't like that. No pushiness. You don't push a person to answer a question. Thanks, Nicholas. Well, you understand autism. I'm autistic, so if you're gonna ask a question, you just ask a question, and I will answer it if I feel up to it. I accept your apology. Hey, Scott. Welcome in. So I have a rare disease called gastroparesis, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. I also have osteoporosis severe. I'm in a wheelchair. No, I shouldn't smoke cigarettes, but I do. But I am an advocate for smoking the medical marijuana. So I will talk about that. I am 38 years old, married. I have a J tube and a G tube. So my J tube is for feeding. My G tube is for stomach venting. I advocate about it. That's what I advocate about. I advocate about questions about feeding tubes. So if you know somebody who has a feeding tube and you have a question about it, I can answer it. There's a lot of questions I can answer with having rare diseases or autoimmune, things like that. Well, what's the best kind of... Okay, sir? That's not the kind of question you ask in here. You will be banned. Anyways. Thank you for the share, Nicholas. Anyway. Yeah, inappropriate. We do not allow inappropriate in here. No inappropriate. We don't talk inappropriate, but I'll show certain medical things, but we don't talk inappropriate. Okay, Scott, thank you. Um, because yeah, I mean, I'm one, married, two, no. I mentioned hearing about any hobbies you may have. Oh, Ryan. Okay, so I'm a singer, and I have been my whole life. But I also love to do diamond art. I love to draw. I can write lyrics. Lately, though, I've been doing a lot of diamond art. Lately. I can't go out and perform like I used to. I wish I could. But my medical stuff has kind of put that in pause. Facts, only innocent in here. Right. Um, there's no such thing as innocent, but I'm just saying, certain things are allowed. You can ask questions. You just please be appropriate with them. That's all. Does my stomach hurt? Yes, 9 times out of 10 every day. Now, when it comes to the pain, it all depends on how much. And yes, I am on oxycodone liquid that I put through my G tube, which I will be doing in a little bit. I will show you how I administer that through my tube. So because this is my G tube, I will stand up so you can see it. 10 people, welcome in. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And very, very humble. So this is my G tube. As you can see, it is a small profile, low profile. And then my J tube is where I get fed through. This tube is where I let out stomach contents. And that I put in my oxycodone liquid for pain. Now, I'm in constant pain every day. That was a very good question. And I'm also on palliative care / I have an RN that comes. I also have home health care CNA that'll be here in the morning. It's 1:30 in the morning here, but I'm going to have my CNA here like at about 1 o'clock today, and then in the afternoon. And then I also have my physical therapy, occupational therapy here. Hi, what do you have? What sickness? Sorry, I just got here. Hi, Ruby. I have severe gastroparesis, severe osteoporosis, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, hypermobile. I also have many other things like minor esophageal dysmotility. I have pelvic floor dysfunction, incontinence, an evacuation disorder. Where it depends. I have a feeding tube, a G tube, the enterogastric stimulator, for which I am one of out of 15,000 plus people in the world to have that when it comes to the stimulator. So I'm kind of a guinea pig. There is no recovery. I forgot about that. There is no cure, and I also am a DNR. There's no cure for it. People do pass away because of this disease, gastroparesis severe, which is stomach paralysis. That is for why I have the feeding tube. Now, you don't really pass away from the actual illness itself. It's usually from complications. And in my case, the reason my life will be cut short is due to the fact of the malnutrition, the amount of nutrition that I can get, and how long can a person live off of, this is basically like a life support in a way. Like if I wasn't getting this at all, I could not live. Well, singing and drawing are both really enjoyable. I've not heard of diamond art. Oh, diamond art is, hold on. I'll let you know here in a second. Writing lyrics, but I took your creative writing and never could get the hang of lyrics manufacturing. Thanks for sharing. You're very welcome. Diamond art itself, I have to go grab it out of our bedroom. My husband's in the bedroom sleeping. He's got to work in the morning. But what it is you usually have a tool, and it usually gives you some little bit of wax, and you have a picture, and it's got it's a sticky, almost like a sticker, but it's got like cellophane over it, and you pull it up, and you get different designs. You can also make your own. You get these little diamond gems, and you stick them where they're supposed to go. You see a little map picture of where the little diamonds go. And my mom actually gave me an electric diamond art tool, so it's kind of cool. It only uses air, so I don't have to use the wax, and just pick up each little diamond as I go. And I love it. It's not a pen, but it's a little tool. It's a pen, yeah. But the pen itself that I have is actually electric, so I like doing that. I'm going to show you what my pump does and how it works. How's that? Let's learn a little bit about my pump, because like I said, this is the G tube. No, this is my J. Sorry that I get fed through. This is my G. Now this is where my stomach contents come out. And it goes into a bag down there. I have my Sharps container over there. And my dum-dums. I can suck on suckers. I can't eat solid foods. Alright, as you can tell, I love butterflies. And this is my wheelchair. Okay, so I put stickers on my feeding pump, and it's the Kangaroo Omni Pump. That's the kind I've got. And I'm at 40 milliliters per hour. There you go. And 26 milliliters right now I've gotten so far because I had to clear it. But also I get a 40 milliliter flush. So that's every 2 hours I get water flushed, fresh water and Miralax flushed through this tube. And then this tube, like I said, I empty my stomach contents, vent air when I get bloated. Currently 80 pounds. I was 77 pounds when I got into the hospital. I was just released a week ago, Friday, because I was very small and my potassium was quite low. So they had to give me multiple bags of potassium. I wasn't doing good. And apparently I'm too sick for TPN, so I don't qualify to get fed through a port. So, kind of sucks. Because I was supposed to be in there for that. And then, yeah. And I have to get my nails filled, so I'm sorry. They look terrible. Eventually, when I get paid or whatever, we can get them filled, but right now we can't. Let the stickers on, right? Had to do it. You know. My coffee is so addicting. And my homemade caramel that I put into it. It's dairy free, but it's so good. I don't care who you are. If you ever want, like, recipes, by the way, people, or human beings, whichever one you want to be called. Good morning. Good morning, Shell. But, like I was saying, like, if there's anybody that likes, you know, different kinds of recipes for, like, dairy-free options, I'm your gal. Only because now I'm lactose intolerant because it's damn disease. So, going to bed. Well, good night, Nicholas. Love ya. I've known you for a long time. I have gastroparesis, which is stomach paralysis, so I cannot eat solids. So that's my rare disease. It's not curable. I have a DNR, meaning it's do not resuscitate. It's 11:33 p.m. It is here. It is actually 1:35 in the morning. So, welcome to the future. I'm a weirdo. You're going to find that out. Please don't forget to like, subscribe. Trying to build my subscribers. If you know who Deadeye Two Tongues is, look for him too. He's got way more subscribers than me. But I'm part of the Dead Squad. We call ourselves part of the Dead Squad. We've been following him for a long time. Vegan? No, I'm not vegan. No, I'm not like that wench. I mean, sorry, I can't stand that woman. I'm not vegan. I love meat. I can't eat foods anymore. 2024 is when I was diagnosed with this. I ate up until, I was, up until 2022. So, trust me, you be careful what you say down in the comment section. No trolling. Because, no, seriously, I have not been like this my whole life. This has not been my whole life. I would love some cow right now. I'd love me some steak. And I have nothing against anyone who's vegan. I'm just saying that vegan teacher person, you're right about the gag me thing, but be nice. And plus, I am all for this. People who are not for this, well, they're people that are strange, and I don't know, they should be the ones that are just not right. They're not right in the head. People who are not for medical marijuana, now that's something to be, that's a conspiracy. Being serious. Don't trust a person who's against weed. That's something to think about. If you're against marijuana, if you're against an herb or a plant, I'm sorry. But that's like you're against basil. I'm autistic and have ADHD. I'm not stupid. If you want I mean, seriously, I would love to know somebody. My name is Kristina. Thank you. It's actually Kristina Newman, but I have it on here, I think. I'm 38. I am a gastroparesis advocate, medical advocate about rare diseases because I have a couple. Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. I'm a spoonie, as they would call it, or a zebra, because doctors are trained to look for the horse, which is the easiest thing to look for. Zebras are the rare things, so we call ourselves zebra strutters too. Um, I also have dysautonomia. I have a few other things that go with my shit. I have severe osteoporosis. Wheelchair. My wheelchair actually is purple on the back, which I'm going to try to show you by standing up, even though I can use my cane, so I'm going to try. So you can see the back of my chair because it's peachy. It's a purple. So, there you go. That's the back of my chair. Yep. And this is the humble abode. We're still, like, putting stuff on the walls. We just moved here not too long ago. So. Sorry. Stuff is emptying out of my stomach, so I'm just kind of standing here letting it do its thing. Okay. Okay, sit my butt down. Looks like the back of an awesome gaming chair, right? Well, my gaming chair is right there. Just my husband sits in it, and I sit on here when I'm gaming, because my controller's right there. Yeah, I play Call of Duty Mobile. Pretty good at it, not bad. So if you play Call of Duty Mobile, you'll see me as Mrs. Pagan. Now, if you find me off of here, then tell me where you found me from. Like, put in like if you put in a little message, like try to add me or something. You're gonna want, and please don't mind my skin. It's from my illness. I hate it. But just put in where you found me, like from YouTube or whatever, and be like, this is me from YouTube, because I'm mrs.pagan, pagan -ooc, because I'm part of the Out of Conduct clan. I was part of the Mythic Knights, but I sort of quit. Not gonna tell you why, but I really liked that clan too. I was in with them for like many years, I think. Because I've been playing Call of Duty Mobile since it came out on the mobile. I never played it on console. Thank you for the likes. Please don't forget to share as well. But no, like I love to game as well. Call of Duty Mobile. That's my other. It's my downfall. Actually, to be honest, it kind of is, just because I get to playing like I was earlier, and then you're in there for hours. And then you're like with your clanmates or you're with your friends and you're talking, and before you know it, you've been playing it for hours and you just didn't know it. So, and it would be nice to meet some of the people I do play with. So. But, oh, sick gaming chair. Thanks. Yeah, I think we got that one at Staples, by the way, Ryan. Thank you guys for coming in, by the way. I've been live for 28 minutes. But yeah, so hold on a second. I gotta do something here. There we go. I'm gonna do a dab. Some medical marijuana. It's gonna hurt me just a little. Just because it does hurt a little bit to cough, but let me put my well, that's how you do it. Knocked over my cane, yo. Okay. Ta-da. Alright, that's easier. Now you guys can see the tray. No, my cane fell over. And I was like, shit. So now I'm gonna do, I actually named this the thing. And you'll see why in a minute. I mean, it really does look like a thing. Like, what the hell is it? I've got a reclaim chamber on it. Alright. This is some cherry gelato, by the way. What was that comment? Let me see. Bet she what? Bet she, hey. What the fuck? No, you don't say shit like that in my live. You are not able to be in here. Seriously. That's nasty. You don't, no. It doesn't surprise me, the ignorance and stupidity of people these days. Just saying. Especially, don't be calling me a good girl. That's my husband's. He's only allowed to call me that, ever. And you're not him. He's my man and I'm his woman. Cat lady. Yes, I am. You pissed me off. That's true. My husband will tell you this. You don't be rude on my live, ever. I can stick up for myself. Doing some medical marijuana, don't ruin my high. My elevation station, don't ruin me. I'm doing this for others, not just me. Now, if you're an awesome person, you tap that like button and subscribe. I'm very kind. Just be very kind to me. I don't take to unkindness. All right, love and light. Cheers, my dears. Well, it just hurts where my tube is. This is why I gotta be careful when I do a dab. Yeah, I'm good. It just hurts. Ugh, every time I cough. Okay, up. Every time I cough and I do a dab. That's always what it's gonna be, I think. It just... Ooh. That's some shit. Don't... Oh, thanks. Love you too. I'm not good on the whole I love you, but thanks. Fuck. It's not easy being tiny and doing a dab. I'm gonna tell you that. When you have a rare disease and you're tiny like this, and your body hurts 24/7, ooh, it's time to give me some oxycodone now, because I'm fucking hurting. Gotta have my syringe, my unfit syringe. Gotta have the little syringe for this. Gotta have some sanitizer after I put my... I'm gonna put this up here. I'm just gonna do that. This is my wheelchair. I'm just popping shit over there. Alright. So let me get my Bath and Body Works sanitizer. This one is, I think it's Ghoul Friends. Is the name of the scent. Sanitize it up so that I'm nice and sanitized. And this is actually my wedding / engaged ring. We're getting a wedding band with like, he's getting it made. We got married last year, so. Anyway. Okay, now it's time. Hold on. There we go. Get off that. Alright, so what I gotta do is I gotta clamp this. And then I gotta unscrew it. And I use my legs to kind of hold it. Like so. Then I screw this part on after I take the plunger off. And I just kind of screw it on. Like so. Then I take this little thing. It's little syringe. Take my oxycodone. It's got a little helper piece in there for me. And then I take 5 milliliters. Might do a little teeny bit extra just because it's later. And I just got it back today, so I need to build back up my pain threshold that I've got going on here. So I'm going to do 2 extra milliliters for breakthrough pain. Shit, that's just air. I'm at 2. There we go. Alright. Like that. Giving myself my pain medication. It may help me just a little bit. Then I unclamp. And I push it down if it doesn't go down right away. Like so. Then I get some water. Unclamp this. And I have some water over here that you can't see off camera. And I put about 30 milliliters, or 30 cc's, whatever, of water. Clamp, unclamp, flush it. Unscrew. Where's the cap? Oh. Put the cap back on. Put this back in for later use. Because I can technically reuse that one. And put this up too. For later use. And then I hook this part that's hooked up to the bag back on, but I don't unclamp it. I leave it clamped for at least 20 minutes if I can. The more I can absorb, the better. So, I hope you guys have a blessed day. May God be with you. Oh, family, I hope this goes well. God bless. All right. Well, thank you for your prayers. Love and light. But yeah, so I just gave myself my pain meds, so that should help me a little bit. I should feel the effects here in a little bit to where I feel better. Thank you for your likes. It's been a while since I've had 11 likes on my video. So thank you. So I just gave myself my oxycodone. That should help me a little bit, liquid-wise. What else? I drank all my coffee. No, I still have a little bit of my coffee left. Ooh, so good. I was thirsty. Anybody ask a question? I might have missed. See you. Okay. Alright, see you later. Love from Jamaica. Alright, well, anyway, so this I'll explain more. I'm usually nauseous, but I don't have nausea right now because my gastric stimulator 1 is working. Thank you for the like. I'm usually on Zofran, so I do have to take Zofran daily. Excuse me. I do get gassy, so I'm sorry. You may hear that sometimes. Welcome in. I have severe gastroparesis, which is paralysis of the stomach. It's when your vagus nerve is damaged. Don't know why mine got damaged. It can be multiple reasons. Zofran works great. Yeah, it does. I just gave myself my oxycodone liquid. That's this stuff over here. I can't show you the front because it's got my prescription thing on there. Yeah, everything about me. But yeah. So, I'm 80 pounds now. I was 77 pounds when I had to go into the hospital. My potassium was low. whole bunch of shit was wrong. But I was told I was too sick for TPN, which is getting fed through a port in your chest. But I do get fed anyway through a J tube. I've been getting fed through a J tube for over a year now. What's the laughing? Well, that's... I don't know what you're laughing at, but I'm sure you're laughing at something that was probably funny. But yeah, so I can have coffee, I can have certain things to drink. I do suck on Dum-Dums. They're like my go-to sucker of choice. My husband was funny and got me a box. Yeah, it's okay. You don't need to be sorry. I also am a DNR, which means do not resuscitate because my severe osteoporosis. My bones would break and go into my heart or my lungs. And, yeah. The info in the bottle. Well, it's true. Because people would have all my shit. They don't need all my shit. I mean, they could take all this shit. But, I mean, seriously. Who wants to live with tubes? I'm gonna have me a dum-dum. Alright. But yeah, so I do show my tubes, how they're, like, you know, on there and shit. So, like, one right here, this one needs to be fixed, actually. Hold on a second. I need to put some better tape on there, I think, eventually. We're just gonna leave it as is for now. But this is my G tube. This is this one. And my J tube's on the other side. That's this one. So, I have two tubes. I have two stomas, as they would say. Two entrances into my abdomen. So this is my G. I have two tubes that go in. One goes here and one's on this side. So they're not connected. They're separate GJ tubes. And I get fed with the J. The G1 is for venting and letting stomach contents out. And also for medications. I can drink liquids. I just can't eat solids anymore. Ah, okay. Yeah, some babies, a lot more times I've seen, you know, people see a picture and they think of feeding tubes, they think of a baby. They don't think of an adult. I mean, 30% of people with gastroparesis end up with a feeding tube. Not all of us do. So. Oh, so he was born very early. He's a miracle baby. I mean, and don't forget to like and share. But yeah, I advocate about gastroparesis because if you notice that you've been eating foods and you get full early and you vomit in the morning early, like if you're always vomiting, like no matter what you eat, and you have constant nausea, and it's almost like morning sickness every time you wake up, you might want to go in. Especially like if you ate something the day before and then all of a sudden late the next day, that night, you know, let's say, you know, you threw it up and it was the same food. That's something to be, you know, have a warning in your head. Because what gastroparesis is paralysis of the stomach. It's delayed stomach emptying because your vagus nerve is damaged. The vagus nerve is connected to your brainstem, obviously, but it sends like the brain-gut connection to your stomach to help with motility, as well as, yeah. So, if at 4 hours, the human stomach is supposed to be 90%, if not completely empty. I had over 48% left in my stomach. Some people can be worse. You can get worse over time. I have gotten worse over time, but it's one of those things that usually does get worse. There is no cure. And yeah, wow is a good term for it. Most gastroenterologists will tell you the two most worst diseases for them to ever diagnose are cancers, as well as gastroparesis. Those are the two. Gastric cancer and gastroparesis. You know, any cancer, basically. Speaking of, shouldn't be doing this, but you can laugh at that one. That's true. It's true. This is a no-no. The no-no stick. We'll call it the no-no stick. The no-no stick. You only live once. Do what you want. Hey, bro. Be like Ozzy, everybody. You only live once. You know, Dum Dums really do have like a really good look to their blue suckers. I just gotta say, look at that. I feel like a food content creator. Comment your favorite Dum Dum. You know, by Jove, if you look at it, I think they accidentally put a different different flavor with it, because it's not completely blue. Comment your favorite flavor of Dum Dum, because it's like basically the only things I can have are like these kind of candies as long as I suck on them. Yes, the blue. The blue. But look, it's got some purple in there by accident. You see that? It doesn't taste like a full blueberry. I think they had an accident with this one. To be fair with Dum Dums, they all are good. Except for if they do make a grape, I won't like it. I don't really like artificial grape. Thank you for the lucky number 13. Sitting here having a sucker and sucking on a cigarette. Don't be doing this. This one's a naughty. This is a no-no stick. Don't be doing this. Your voice is pretty delicious. Thank you! Lemon. Lemon lime. Hey, is that your favorite flavor of Dum Dums? I got a box. My husband was very nice and got me a box of Dum Dums. So you may see me sucking on Dum Dums a lot in my lives. I'm sucking on one of these every now and then. Mostly sucking on a dab. And I don't do that vape shit. Trust me, you won't see that shit in my life. I don't do that ear shit. Oil up. With what? Benadryl? Oh, come on, that was funny. If you're gonna be weirdo on my live, I'm gonna at least be something funny. Cause we don't do trolls on here. We do nice, kindness, rated PG-13-ish. Because I show skin, like I show my tubes and shit, like this. I swear, by the way. Sometimes I swear like a sailor, but I don't say the N-word unless I'm on Call of Duty Mobile. And never with the hard R. So this is my G tube, everybody. So it's got a low profile tube with an extension. And I have my J tube over here, low profile as well. It's called a Mickey J and a Mickey G. I also have a dog that has, not a real dog, but I do have a real dog. He's actually sleeping over here. There he is. Hey, my bubba's. Yeah. He's a porker, 17 years old. He's a tri-pin. But I do have a dog with a actual Mickey in it as a like educational purpose, because I got it with signing up for Mickey Cares. You want to see my dog? Come here, babies. I know, I woke you up. I'm sorry. This is my boy. I know, he's got a butterfly. I know, baby. I'm sorry. Oh, yes, I know. Mama woke you up. He's 17. He's my baby. Yes. Yes, I love you. Alright, I'll put you back. I'm sorry, buddy. Go back in your corner. He's like, mother. I love you, babies. Yes. You're such a good boy. Mama love you. He's actually a service support dog. My tattoo is actually because of my dad. And then I have a semicolon because of me way in the past. I do not know what it feels like anymore to be that way. Reason is because I had a stroke in 2021. I was attacked and almost murdered. I think I can say that on here. I don't know. But yes, in 2021, some people tried to end my life. I woke from life support on my own birthday, which was July 9th, everybody. I just turned 38. My husband just turned 60. We have an age gap. Yes, we do. But I've known him since I was 22. Yeah, mama. Yeah. Been married for a year and a little over a month. June 13th of last year is when we got married. On a full moon. Couldn't have timed that better. We didn't know it was going to be a full moon when we got married. Is it Cancer? July is the zodiac. Yes. Do I have Cancer? No. My mom does, though. And so please, everyone, pray for her. Or however you send out your positive energies. She's got kidney cancer. She's not on chemo right now. She had I don't remember what it's called, but where they freeze it in her kidney. I don't know what stage, so I'll let y'all know. I do share that now because it's okay to. I'm going through something that, I do have a DNR, so it could very well end my life. Both me and my mom have some serious illnesses, but mine were more serious than my mother's, and now at this point we're both kind of at the same. What do I have? Okay, so now I can educate again, which I love doing. So that is what I do, is I advocate for severe gastroparesis, which is what I've got. I have a feeding tube and a G-tube. Gastroparesis is paralysis of the stomach, which means your vagus nerve is damaged by either having diabetes, which I do not have. You can have idiopathic, which means they don't know why you have it. It can be caused by stroke. It can be caused by multiple abdominal surgeries. I've had over 30 surgeries in my life, a lot of them abdominal. It can be caused by stroke, which I had my stroke from being almost unalived by people in 2021. I woke from life support on my own birthday in that year. It could be caused by endometriosis and polycystic ovary syndrome if you're a woman. And I did have both of those things. I had a hysterectomy when I was 25 years old. I am now 38. A hysterectomy is when they remove your ovaries, both of them. I had a full one, so I had with the double ovarectomy, or bilateral, whatever they call that, where both ovaries were taken, my cervix, my uterus, and fallopian tubes. I have one daughter. She'll be 17 this year. And so at least I was blessed with one daughter. Yeah. So it could have been caused by multiple things. Yeah, I've been through hell. You're right. And there's no cure for what I have. I was diagnosed in 2024. I advocate for this disease because, yes, you can pass away from it. It doesn't exactly, the disease itself, end your life, but what can happen is malnutrition, sepsis, different kinds of infections can happen, stuff like that. You can pass away from surgeries from it. I had to have my enterogastric stimulator, which I'm one of 15,000 plus people in the world to even have one. I'm pretty rare when it comes to that. And what that device does, I'll show you where that is actually. It's pretty interesting. So, I'm going to show you my tummy. So here you go. Now the device you can kind of see under my skin. You see that? When I go like that, you can see the circular. So underneath, where my G-tube is, there's a stimulator. And what it does, let me explain, is it has two electrodes, kind of like a pacemaker, that go to my stomach. And what it does is it sends electric shocks. I'm at 10 volts, which is almost the highest it goes. And it sends those electric shocks to my stomach so that I don't have nausea and vomiting. Gastroparesis causes a lot of nausea, a lot of vomiting, a lot of that. Early satiety, you're just feeling sick, overall malaise, a lot of weakness. When you eat, if you have gastroparesis, it's slow motility of the stomach, basically. So, like, you could be, let's say you're not a normal person, and you're somebody with gastroparesis. You can be overweight, too. You don't have to be really tiny. Just so you know, it's not a one size fits all. I mean, it kind of is a one size fits all disease. But, so you can't judge a book by its cover. That's why it's called an invisible illness. Not everybody has feeding tubes and a G-tube. 30% of us get tubes. But anyway, with motility issues, a normal person can eat something in the morning And then the next day at night when they get sick, if they got sick the next day and you're normal, you might just have some bile, right? It's supposed to be already through your stomach. The normal person at 4 hours is supposed to be 90% empty of their stomach contents into their intestines, if not empty. Now, me, on the other hand, I went to Mayo in Rochester, Minnesota at the Gonda building, and I had what is called a gastric emptying scan. And what that entails is hell, as you so very well put it. So a gastric emptying scan, they make you eat radioactive eggs. And what they do is they make like a little omelet with just eggs in it, or it's like scrambled. They put a radioactive isotope in them, and they give you either some, for me, lactose-free milk or water. And then they give you, I think it was a piece of toast, and they make you eat that within 10 minutes. And then you have to have a scan. Either you're standing, well, for me it was standing up, and they scan your stomach for like 2 minutes, or 5 minutes. And you're standing there like this. So you can kind of see the radioactive isotope, like it's over here in your view, and you can kind of see it. And then when you're done, they make you go sit for an hour. And then you come back in for another scan. Then after that, they make you eat a lunch. And in that lunch, they made me eat, like, I swear to God, this much fucking ham. Sorry for my language, but that much ham. And there was ham and mayonnaise, I think, on it. That was probably it. And 2 pieces of toast. And then some water in a bottle. And Jell-O that was orange. Oh my goodness. Anyway, you had to eat all of it. All of it. And I was already full. I was so bloated. My stomach was out here, y'all. And then they make you come in. After an hour of eating that, then you have your 3rd scan. Then you wait another hour, 4th scan. I had to also come back in because this was a Friday. They make you also come in on a Saturday morning. 1 more scan. And then a Sunday morning. Did not know that a hospital radiology room was open on a Sunday. But here we were. So, got that done. And come to find out, I had over 48% left in my stomach after 4 hours. Which means severe gastroparesis. And I got sick, obviously. I almost got sick eating the radioactive eggs. They ruined eggs for me. Forever. There are funny shirts out there, by the way, that say I have been personally victimized by radioactive eggs. I want to get it. So, that's roughly how they found out I had gastroparesis. That's the only foolproof way to find out you have this rare disease, is to have a gastric emptying scan. And then I also found out with an esophageal motility test that I have minor esophageal dysmotility. And what that entails is they make you have like this kind of pudding consistency stuff. And you take a pill and stuff like that. And then they made me lay down on like this really, really very hard bed thing. And a scan. Every time that I would swallow, they would do the scan. Like in real time of how it looked, right? And then you get to look at this image of you where it looks like you got cut in half, almost. It looks like it, and you watch your peristalsis of your esophagus, which means the movement of the muscles in your esophagus. And the peristalsis was I had minor esophageal dysmotility. So the top part worked, but the bottom part basically didn't. It was running on gravity. So now what do? You can't, no. Basically, I can't eat solids, no. I can have water, I can have stuff like that. I've been trialing rice, and I trialed a cookie. I should not have done it. My stomach did reap some non-benefits from that. I wanted to see if there was a possibility, because sometimes we can go through things where because I get flares. Everybody that has gastroparesis goes through a flare. Now, a gastroparesis flare usually looks like nausea and vomiting and stuff like that. Or pain. And what can put you in a flare can be a lot of stress, like if somebody stresses you out, or if you're going through a lot of stress, your body just reacts badly. You can go into a flare just because, and what it usually entails is a lot of vomiting or pain, all of those things, and it can be a day, like you can be borderline okay one day, and the next day just be deathly ill. And it's no fun. Like, your potassium levels, if you have problems with potassium when you have this disease, they can go down and fast. And you don't want to play with potassium. Potassium levels affect your heart. They affect a lot of things. And you can pass on because of potassium levels either being too high or them being too low. And with me, I've had them too low. I'm always anemic. That's another thing you have to watch for when you have with this disease. So being anemic is a big thing too with it. Bruising easy. I also have I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. So my skin is very elastic. I have very elastic skin. Very. Like my skin is very elastic. I don't know how like much else I can really show, but I have very elastic skin. Not just because I lost weight, but it's also because I have very thin skin due to a rare disease called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And the only way to find out if you have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome or hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome or cardiovascular Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, there's so many types, is to see a geneticist. Now, we knew that I had the hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome because I had the Baton scoring testing done. And due to deduction of symptoms, we can say that I have that. But I have not seen a geneticist because 9 times out of 10, it's a 2-year wait. So anybody that wants or needs to see a geneticist, even if you have cancer, and the 2 worst diseases that a gastroenterologist ever wants to diagnose is cancer and gastroparesis, and you can look this up. You can Google it. It's not a lie. Cleveland Clinic and Mayo Clinic, and MNGI in Minnesota are the 3 top hospitals when it comes to gastroparesis. If you look up Cleveland Clinic, they're specialized in gastroparesis. There is no cure. You'll find that out. And no, you do not usually pass away from the disease itself. You pass away from complications of it. So, but we do pass away. Like many of the friends that I've had on Facebook so far, I've had 2 people. One of them, which was my age, 37 at the time. I'm 38 now. But they passed away. I found out because their mom posted on Facebook that she lost her battle. And I'm like, what? And basically, she had to choose. She chose to let go. And sometimes this disease wreaks havoc so much on your body that you can't fight it no more. I mean, your body's basically done. And she had to follow, she had to basically honor her daughter's wishes when her daughter said, Mom, it's my time. And she only had gastroparesis and a few other things. And her little body was done. Her little body was just done fighting. And she told her mom. And she was in so much pain. So she went on hospice. And a couple weeks later, she was gone. This disease will take you. If I stopped getting food from my feeding tube that I have, right now, I would pass away. So, and I am a DNR. And the reason is because my gastric stimulator too. I cannot be in an MRI. MRI machine will kill me. Or, sorry, unalive me. Said that wrong. YouTube, sorry. But yeah, I can't have those. So thank you guys for being in here, by the way. Don't forget to like, and thank you for the likes I've gotten so far. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to subscribe, please. I'm trying to build my following. I want to advocate as much as I possibly can within my lifetime, because I'm not going to live a very long time. That is a big, honest answer. I'm not going to live a full, long life. That is something we already know. I can't tell you when, because I don't know. But this is going to end my life more faster than if I did not have these things, okay? And the gastroparesis is more the reason. And yes, there are other reasons behind it, but this is the main reason that I would end up. My body is fighting a lot. So, I wanted to educate, advocate, be a light in people's life, and do what I can and share about it. And if people have questions about tubies like me, I can help. If you want to know about the gastroparesis, MCAS, which is also mast cell activation syndrome. If you want to know about POTS, which I don't know if I have POTS, I've never been tested, but I got some symptoms of it. Posterior orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, I can tell you about that. I can teach you about Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which is EDS, or hypermobile EDS. I can teach you a lot about gastroparesis, which is stomach paralysis, to which I have severe, end stage, basically. I also have severe osteoporosis. I can teach you about bone density and all of that. I had to have a bone density test, to which I found out I had severe osteoporosis, and most of it came from having this disease because I can't absorb the things I need. It also came from menopause because I had to go through early menopause I had surgical menopause basically, due to the fact of having a full hysterectomy. I could not be on estrogen because I had a pulmonary embolism. I'm a high stroke risk. I had a stroke in 2021 from almost being unalived by people. So almost murdered. I woke from life support on my own birthday in 2021. Got diagnosed with gastroparesis and all this in 2024. I had the symptoms of gastroparesis in 2022, to which that was a lot of nausea and vomiting, and then losing weight, and not being able to handle solids, and things smelling like they're rotten. I got accused of having ARFID, which I had not known what that was, and then come to find out that that's avoidant restrictive food intake disorder, and it's totally different. That's when you can't handle the textures or the tastes of foods and stuff like that. And it is common in people who are autistic. I am autistic. I have hyperverbal autism as well as ADHD. So I think that was why they thought that at first. Then I was mistreated at one hospital where I had a nutritionist come in. She kept her badge flipped, and she was like, "So when were you last at an eating disorder clinic?" And I'm like, what? And I couldn't be like that. I was, one, too weak, and two, I was just like, I just said I never was in one. And I had an NJ tube at that point. So that one goes through your nose and goes through your stomach, and it bypasses the stomach into your jejunum. That's where I have a J tube now, but it's in my side. And I'll stand up and show you. So this is what my stomach looks. If you get queasy at tubes, I would suggest don't look. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So my J tube is right here. This is where I get fed. And my stoma is underneath, but I have a pad that has unicorns on it. And this is my G tube. This is where stomach contents go, or I vent out air. And my gastric stimulator is actually underneath here, this tuft of skin. So, yeah. And I'm one of 15,000 plus people in the world to have the gastric stimulator by Onterra. I have to carry a card in my wallet that has the numbers to each lead wire that are inside that attach to my stomach. That sends electric volts actually to my stomach to help me from nausea and vomiting. Plus I'm also on Zofran. I'm on oxycodone liquid for pain medication. I can actually show you it so you can actually see. There you go. Oxycodone. So I'm not going to show you the rest of it because you see my address and shit. Anyway, but that's what I'm on for pain medication. It goes through here. Welcome in. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Please subscribe and share. I advocate for rare diseases. Stomach paralysis is what I have. Gastroparesis. It's where my vagus nerve is damaged. Mine was probably caused by a myriad of things. Besides being almost unalived, it could have happened because of my stomach surgeries I've had. Well, multiple abdominal, as we'll say. I've had over 30 surgeries in my life anyway. It could have happened from endometriosis and polycystic ovary syndrome, to which I've had. There's many causes to it. You can also get it from diabetes, but I do not have diabetes. Yeah, so I also have severe osteoporosis. This is my wheelchair over here. Right now I have my, what do you call this thing, on it. But, yeah, and then this is my fall button, so anytime I fall, it goes off. Or I can press the button, so it's like if I fall on it, I can't get up. And that's my feeding pump. I'm at 40 milliliters per hour. That's how much food goes into my intestines. That's how I eat. And then water with Miralax goes in there as well to help me go to the restroom. And I have the G tube is connected to a Foley bag that all my stomach contents go into. And so yeah, that's my life. I do advocate about it though, because there are so many things and ways that maybe this could be prevented. There is no cure for it, to be honest. Despite what anybody has probably ever taught anyone about it, there is no cure. I'm also a DNR. A DNR is a do not resuscitate. Sorry, my nose was running. Let me use my sanitizer. Isn't this cute? He's just a cute little, he looks like a wombat, doesn't he? And this sanitizer is Bath and Body Works. It's called Ghoul Friends. I'll show you it. So let me pull it out. Okay, so there you go. It's Bath and Body Works Ghoul Friends. It's a really good fragrance. I've actually ordered some more off Amazon, some different kinds. And it's a 5-pack or 4-pack, I can't remember. So I'll let you know. And the other one that I actually have in here, that I do like it, but I'll put it in there when I'm empty on that one because I really like that one over it. This one was called White Linen or something, or White T-shirt. Yeah, White T-shirt. And it's actually really good. I mean, I like it, but it's different. Oh, what are you missing? Okay, so I have a severe rare disease, and I advocate about it. I was just using some of my sanitizer. So I have feeding tubes. I have one feeding tube, and I have a G tube, which is to empty my stomach. I advocate about rare diseases like Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, POTS, MCAS, which is mast cell activation syndrome. If you don't know much about gastroparesis, it's stomach paralysis. It's a rare disease. Mine is severe end stage. I have a DNR, which is a do not resuscitate, meaning I'm going to pass away eventually. Just don't know when. I am on sort of like a palliative care right now. Eventually I will end up on hospice. I don't know when that is, but I had my nurse come today, and then actually yesterday technically, if you count the hour. And then I have my CNA coming today, and then Wednesday I have my physical therapy. I'm guessing my occupational therapy too. And then Friday, my care manager and my new nurse is coming. But we're going to be getting more care. I'm going to be getting on regular palliative. We're working on it. It's going to take some time. It's been hard. I had caregivers, but I had a lot of mistreatment with that. So, and right now we're actually facing, I don't understand it why my ex-landlord, but he's trying to sue us, and there's no reason why he can. When I was in the hospital and a whole bunch of shit. So, and there's no reason he can do what he did. So I don't understand it. So obviously it's not going to go through because we're going to go and he's going to see, like, she had a lot wrong. I mean, we didn't do anything wrong. We paid all our rent and, yeah, we don't owe him anything. So, kind of going through a lot on that. And then my mom's got cancer, and I'm worried about my mom. But she's got actually a heart surgery coming up because she's got a 75% blockage in one leg, and then she's got blockages in her chest. She's home, of course, but that's the one she's more scared of. And she doesn't usually get scared, and I'm scared for her. Like, she's scared more for me right now, but she's scared about her, which is rightfully so. So there's a lot going on in my life. That's what you missed. Sort of. But don't forget to like, subscribe. I'm eating a dum-dum. I can't eat solids. I can have liquids. I do show my tubes so you can see what they look like. Dudes and dudettes, and whatever you like to identify as. So this is my J tube. Sorry about my Depends showing. So this is the J. It's called a Mickey J tube. And it's an 18 French. That's the size that this one is. So and this is where you put a syringe in because there's a balloon that holds it into my intestines. And they can put the needle in there and they take out the water to find, and then push water back into it to make it the right size that it needs to be for the balloon. Up here I have my G tube. This is also a Mickey G. And this one is an 18 French as well. And then it's got its extension connector, just like this one has. I have an extension connector. It's just different shaped. This one goes straight in, as the other one is more flat this way. And then I have they call it a grip block to hold my G tube here in place. And then I have paper tape holding those in place. So I've been live for an hour and 14 minutes. Hell yeah. A lot of you have came in, and I've been very, very humble and thankful for it. And I'll probably do a dab just to celebrate. I might do dab out of the thing. I named my dab rig thing. So, and yes, it hurts when I do it with a feeding tube. It does, but I can handle it a little bit. I can handle pain. I've been through enough pain in my life that I think I can handle it. And no, I do not have a chest. I wish I did. It's called the disease that I've got. Basically, stole it all. It makes me mad because I actually had a person think I was a guy. They came in here and commented. They go, "Are you a man?" I went, "Just because I don't have a chest because of my disease does not make me a man." I was like, Lordy. I mean, I was laughing. I was like, really? I'm like, what part about me makes me look like a man? I mean, I understand I have them flat. But other than that, I don't think I look like a dude. But if you have any questions about what gastroparesis is, like I said, it's paralysis of the stomach, and it's where you can't, like, your stomach doesn't break down food fast enough. You can't absorb from the food fast enough. A lot of us there's people that are overweight and there are people that are underweight. So this is a one size fits all. You don't have, like, invisible illness is like, this is basically a very invisible illness. Unless you see the person with the tubes and they tell you that the reason they have the feeding tubes and stuff is gastroparesis, which would probably be their answer 9 times out of 10. I'm just going to say 9 times out of 10. But yeah, it is a technically rare disease. Very uncommon, to be honest. It's more rare. It was more rare when, technically before COVID. COVID, which viral infections can actually cause gastroparesis, by the way. Mine was not diagnosed until 2024, but early 2022 is when I started having my symptoms. And I didn't get COVID until late 2022, and mine totally reacted differently. I didn't get, like, the normal COVID. Like, what happened with me is my blood platelets went, like, they skyrocketed down. Like, I didn't have no symptoms of, like, I could smell, taste, all those things. I didn't have a cold. I just felt weak and tired like normal because I was still trying to heal from having my stroke and stuff. So I was going through a lot of physical therapy, occupational therapy, a lot. I was still in a wheelchair using a walker. I went into the lab, and the lab tech asked me after she swiped the nose, she goes, "Well, do you want to go to the ER?" And she gave me a hug, and I said, "Yeah." She wheeled me in, and lo and behold, I had COVID, but then the PA, she ran her butt into the ER room and said, "I'm so glad you're here. Your platelets are at 15. And normally they're supposed to be like around 225 to 250, somewhere around there. Yeah, mine were extremely low to the point where I could have, if I would have gotten cut, like, or if I swallowed a chip wrong, is what she said, I would have BLU'd, bled to death, basically. Yeah. So it gave me what was called thrombocytopenia and thrombopenia or something like that. It went away after they gave me platelets. They had to give me IVIG, which is platelets. And it was overnight. I had to be quarantined, of course, too, when I got home. But I was admitted overnight. Thankfully, my platelets went normal. And that was in 2022 late. So this was not caused by COVID. This was caused by either my stroke, endometriosis. It could have been caused by all of my abdominal surgeries I've had in my life. Could have been caused by endometriosis. Probably, I said that already. What the hell? My stroke. There we go. Yeah. So much. But yeah. So who all likes to do, like, who's all old enough, for one, because it's supposed to be 18 in here. 2, who likes dabs? Who's THC, for it? Who's all for THC? Medical marijuana. Not recreational. Medical. I'm looking for people in the chat. I'm sorry you're living with that. Oh, you don't need to be sorry. It's all good. It happens. I mean, I have a rare disease. I can't get rid of it. It's not your fault. I couldn't control it either. I gotta give myself grace. It's hard to. I've cried a lot in my lives in the past. So, and I have a DNR, which means that I cannot be brought back. So, I'm maybe 38 and I'm married. I'm blessed with a lot of things. I'm pagan by faith. I'm not pushing on anyone, but I believe in my God and Goddess, and I believe in Jesus. I believe in I believe in my faith, and I fall upon it daily. Just like I feel like anyone should ever fall upon what they believe in, as long as it's, I believe, as long as it's something kind, good. I'm all for it. But I'm not going to judge anyone. So. How long have I had it? Well, I got diagnosed with gastroparesis. Good question, S. Joan. In 1776, like I said, you don't need to be sorry. Great question, though, S. Joan. Great. See? Like right there. You're fine. You can say what you want. Blessings. You know what? Thank you. Also, please pray for my mom. She's got cancer and shit. She's got kidney cancer. So we don't know what stage. She had a surgery where they froze it. So we don't know what stage yet, though. No, it is not, you dodo. And watch what you comment. This is actually for dabs. It's for concentrate. This is my dabs. Dude. Obviously, you've never seen a rig before, a dab rig. This is also a reclaim chamber. And there's a citrine bead in here. And on top, and I put the citrine bead inside. You heat this up with your torch. And yeah. And this is my dabs. Ta-da. So, sorry, buddy. Medical. You should enjoy the weed. Hell yeah. Ah, yes. So, thank you for... You don't need... I understand ignorance is bliss, but just be careful what you put in the comment section. You gotta be careful. I'm not getting mad about it. But no, I got diagnosed in 2024 with gastroparesis. I've had it since 2024 early, or 2022 early. That's when I started having symptoms, Joan. S. Joan. So, yeah. And then I had my gastric emptying study in 2024 at Mayo Clinic, and that's how I got diagnosed. Okay. The only thing we're going to do, though, in the comments is we're not going to, like, pray in the comments and stuff, okay? Thank you, though. Thank you, Leona. I agree. So please, no more praying in the comments like that. Final warning. I'm all good with, like, you can tell me what your faith is, but that's all. I mean, like, I'm not going to push that I'm pagan onto anyone. I'm not going to sit there and do that. I mean, I also believe in Jesus, but, no, you know, like you said, we don't push religion or organized religion or any faith, any spirituality down anyone's throats. We're all non-judgmental here. Alright. You're very welcome. And thank you. Alright, so let's heat this up. I'm doing a dab. Medical. Good for me. Technically. All natural. Well, it is. All natural. Put this down here for a minute. Alright. Here's my dabs. Cheers. Thank you guys for being in the live. I'm not going to go on live yet. So hold on a minute, folks. Cheers. Don't forget to subscribe. And when I suck in, it makes the marble go around in circles. Whew. Alright. I call it the thing. It's a regular bong. I got a reclaim chamber on it, so when I'm doing my dabs, some of it will come down into here so I can re-smoke it later. So, yeah. And I can't remember what you call this kind of banger. I think it's called, I can't remember all of a sudden. It was made by Snoop Dogg. I can't remember. Ow. But I love it. I call it the thing because it's fucking got eyeballs. I accidentally burnt this side with my torch. Dab rigs look interesting, but I swore myself off from the one time I burnt my throat on a dab. So you gotta be careful on how hot you make it. And a good rule of thumb, if you can't handle, the heat very much, is if you get a regular chamber bong and you put inside. Sorry, my nose itches. Why does it itch? Anyway, you put ice cubes in it, and that'll actually cool off the smoke for you. It works. And this actually works too, believe it or not, this reclaim chamber, because it cools off the smoke as it's pulling more smoke in, and it pulls it through here through the water, and then it works great. And my tool is a Panda. I still have some dab on there I haven't finished. And it's an indica, by the way, which means into couch. It's made by Jelly. I had 5 grams, and that's how much I have left, but still plenty left. And it's really good concentrate. Am I malnourished? Yes, because I have a feeding tube. Because I have gastroparesis, and it means I can't eat solids. I have a DNR. I have palliative care, all of that. Pain meds, and so this is not my choice. No cure. It's called severe gastroparesis. I also have severe osteoporosis, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Well, let's see here. Minor esophageal dysmotility, pelvic floor dysfunction. I have an evacuation disorder, urinary incontinence, constipation, as well as I can't go sometimes or I'll go. That's where the pelvic floor dysfunction also doesn't help. I have the Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. I have dysautonomia. I'm autistic. I have hyperverbal, as well as ADHD. So I can tell you a bit about that. Yeah. I have a rare disease. So my malnourishment does not come from a choice. And I'm too sick for TPN, which TPN is when, ow, that hurt. I'm good. TPN is when you get right here, you'll get a port, and it feeds you through your artery in your heart. I'm actually too sick for that. And the DNR is because I also have a gastric stimulator, which is inside here. I'm one of 15,000 people, 15,000 plus people in the world to have one. I can show you my card. It has the numbers to each lead that go to my stomach to help me from nausea and vomiting. So that's where my malnourishment comes from. And I don't feel hunger. I have not felt hunger since 2022. Something like that. So that's the only grace, I think, is that I don't feel hunger. I do I do miss food though. I want some food. Like there are some things I really want. What is your hyperverbal autistic? How were you diagnosed? It's called my psychiatrist. That's how I was diagnosed. Any more questions, Joan? Felt like sticking my tongue out because the vibes changed after that question. I kind of understand. I'm a psychic medium, by the way. Don't have to believe it. Just saying. Just saying. Not sure if I have to put some more butane in this baby or not. I hope so too. I hope so too, Leona. And the thing is with being autistic, you don't have to be, like, I had one person try, after my psychiatrist basically was like, yeah, you do. Like, he already knew, but we sent me to a person that was not up in the times. Did not understand that neurodivergence is a different, there's like so many spectrums of being autistic. And you're born that way. It's not a disease, so you shouldn't feel ashamed. But you can get disappointed and you can feel embarrassed at times. Trust me, I do all the time. You know how many times I've heard listen or look me in the eye? Or you look at me when I'm talking to you? Or you're not listening? Oh, I've heard them a lot. You're very welcome. I can't help it. This sucker is freaking good. Almost looks like it's got a face on it. It's like, smile. I thought that was funny. You know what? I'm going to have a little bit of a cigarette. I'm going to be naughty, y'all. Don't do a no-no stick. They're naughty. They're icky. Aki poo-poo. Like I always tell my daughter, or told my daughter when she was little, this is an aki. I'm going to go outside and have a yucky. And she knew exactly what it was. Trying to smoke and have a sucker at the same time. Right, it's not something that should be stigmatized. Autism is just a different realm of thought. Thank you, Lorna. Actually, I never looked at it that way, too. Different realm of thought. You know, that's actually a really good way of looking at it. Don't get that in my hair. I think I'm autistic, too, but was definitely diagnosed with ADHD. Well, you may very well be. Because ADHD has become more common now to be found. Most girls in the 90s were not diagnosed with autism because they only thought boys got autism, right? They only thought boys were. Hence why the only puzzle piece was blue, right? That's why we hate the puzzle piece too. We're not missing pieces of the puzzle. We hate the puzzle piece. Once you learn about it. But the other thing is that girls were 9 times out of 10 in the 90s diagnosed only ADHD, and they just forgot about the autism could be there. Especially if you're high functioning, which we hate that term too. But that's what they would call us. Because we seem like we function a little better. But we don't. We are good at masking. You know why we're good at masking? We are good at masking because we had to. Because society. Because our families would look at us as little girls and be like, you're too loud, you're too quiet, you're too much, you're too this. You need to listen. Sit still. Raise your hand. You're talking out of turn. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Listen. All that shit. And if you were ever part of the GATE program, which is where they kept pulling you out of class and doing these puzzles with you and all that stuff. I was part of that. Didn't know until I was an adult because I found out. But then I was like, okay, well, apparently I was part of it too. Yeah, it's, that's how they found out that, well, it was a weird testing. Epstein, I'm just all I'm going to say is it's part of the Epstein files. Sorry. What they were doing is they were trying to test all these kids that seemed to be functioning highly in certain areas, especially if you're a young girl. And they wanted to see if you had different abilities, especially telekinesis, or being a psychic, for instance, knowing what was on a card before they showed it to you. There was a lot of that. Or looking at a Rorschach testing, and that you tell them what is in it. Or they give you blocks, and you had to put the puzzle back together. Or they gave you, like, 4 cards that had the image of a picture, and you had to put the picture. I also had an IEP for learning disabilities because of having ADHD. And I was allowed to go to the learning disability room, or LD room as they called it, back in the day, or unless they still call it that. And then I could use my paper with notes on it for tests. Like I'd make notes and I could do that. I could use my book, which I rarely used. I could use calculator for my math. They would let you do things that normal kids could not. Like for instance, I was in social studies and they gave me a paper that told me what chapter, what paragraph and what line the answer was on. I sold it. Well, not really sold it. I gave it to kids for free because I didn't want to use it, and I got an A. Let me see what you say. Leona says, patriarchy, the only diagnosed boys as autistic because the traits of the passive and quieter behavior was seen as initially feminine. I remember going to hospitals when I wasn't sick and being in something called the Sedgwick. Are you from the UK? I'm from the USA, so I've never heard of the Sedgwick. That's what I'm wondering. Like, what's the Sedgwick? Anybody? Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I gotta remind everybody. Thank you for coming in here, by the way. Yeah, don't break my rig. That'd be bad. I'm from Virginia. Okay, well, I've never heard of a Sedgwick. What is a Sedgwick? Leona Barfield, 1560. Please subscribe if you haven't already, because I want to subscribe back. You sound interesting. It was apparently the facility that did a lot of these tests. Oh. Interesting. I'm going to have to look this up. This is dabbable content right here. Thank you for the like. I seen 15 now. Hell yay. I'm serious, though. This is the most likes I've gotten in an hour and 36 minutes. Fuck yeah. As a disabled American, hell yeah. Can I get a hell yeah from my Americans? Hell yeah. Merca. See, I never heard of Sedgwick. That's really, makes a person with tubes like me think. We also call us that have feeding tubes and stuff, we call ourselves tubies. So if you ever see proud to be a tubie on a shirt, that's why. My shirt, I have a shirt that actually says it. I gotta tell you about it. It says proud to be, and it says T-U-B-I-E, tubie. And it shows a tube, like a feeding tube on it, and it shows the green ribbon, and it's kind of cute. I wanted to get this one shirt, and it says my stomach may be paralyzed, but my mouth is not. It has bad vibes in the name, doesn't it? Everything I remember about it gives me the ick. Yeah, it does. Sedgwick. It sounds like I am pagan. I am not against witchcraft, so I'm just going to put that out there right now, because I do my own form of witchcraft. I am a witch. I do identify myself as a witch because of what I'm into, but I'm also pagan by faith. It's a spirituality more so. It's not organized. But anyway, Sedgwick, it does sound like more of a pagan thing, doesn't it? Like a witchy type of thing. It has a witchy vibe, doesn't it? I mean, if you think about it, it does. It has a witchy vibe. And I mean, I may be a psychic medium, and I don't push that to really. I mean, I understand people may not believe that, and I don't do that on my channel. I mean, I can do things, and I may do stuff to prove a point, but I didn't find out my abilities. I mean, I knew my abilities when I was a child, but my abilities for the spiritual and the spirit have always been there. Yeah, yes. See, me, it's more butterflies, ravens, and crows, and a lot of birds. But butterflies, a lot. Birds seem to be a big totem for me, certain birds. Dragons, I was born in the Chinese year of the dragon. But butterflies, I really, for some reason, like, especially the monarch. But, like, ravens and crows and eagles. Wolves, forgot about wolves. I have Native American in me. I'm like a Heinz 57 of the Native American. Viking as well, very much Viking. I have a lot of Native Viking in me when it comes to like Thanes and the Norse. So a lot of my spirituality, I think, maybe did come from my lineage. So, and I'm related to a few people. I did the ancestry. I did a lot of other things to find out things through my family. And yeah, so I'm not going to put down some of that. I love the DNA stuff. I want to do a dab, but I want to wait because we all know when you do a dab, well, at least it does for me when you have a tube. When you have a feeding tube, it hurts. Because I'll show you where my tubes are in a minute. Here. Mm-mm. Alright. So, this is my J. This is where I get fed through. Well, there you go. And this is my G. This is just to let out stomach contents and air. That's for venting. No, I don't really want to do that right now. Only because I'm not prepared, and I have to prepare myself too. I have to have my boundaries set and all of that, so no. And I don't, I will not allow any energies to be absorbed through me. I actually will not allow that for this. So anything in this live, I will not take any repercussions of anyone's energies that have been in my life for tonight. Thank you for understanding, Leona. But yeah, I 100% protect my energy right now. Because one, being unhealthy, two, gotta do it. Especially when you're unhealthy, I don't care what faith you are. Even when you're, whatever faith you are, you should always protect your energy. Every faith believes in one. So, always protect that, your vessel. Because it is one of the only, this is the only skin you're getting. I mean, I believe in reincarnation as well, but it's different, I'm just saying in general. For now, this realm, right now, where you are now, this is your only skin. Although they do say, I mean, I do believe in this too, believe that there's multiple realms that are happening at the same time. And I do believe that, I think this is a really interesting concept. I don't know if it's true or not, but I do kind of think it could be true. They say, and I'll talk more about my illness in a minute, because I know it's been a minute since I've explained what gastroparesis and everything that I have is, especially how rare it is, and I have DNR, and blah, blah, blah. So, but the interesting thing I wanted to say is they say that if you don't dream, it means that the version of you in all these other realms are gone. There's no other one alive. I'm like, that's freaky. And then they say if you all of a sudden start dreaming again, it means there was another one born in a different realm. I'm like, what? Now, I think that's quite interesting, don't you? Cedric was part of the GATE program and why a lot of people born in the 90s became test subjects. Ah, I see. That's a very interesting, I like that theory. I'm going to have to look this up. Because, like, yeah, I was born in the 80s, but 90s kid, basically. These suckers are so good. I love Dum-Dums. It's like a lollipop. Or what do you call them? Tootsie Pop. How many licks does it get? 1, 2, a 3. I mean, I can't have regular candy, so. I gotta have that stuff that can turn into basically liquid. It's kind of a sucky way to live, but it is what it is. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. I don't want to sneeze. Tomorrow is Tuesday, isn't it? Great. It's almost 3 in the morning. It's almost the witching hour here. Yay. I'm serious. I'm all for the witching hour. Sorry, I have an owie here. There. Just trying to fix it. Ah! Oh well. Some sanitizer. Ooh, that's gonna burn. Probably have to put a band-aid on that. Yeah. I don't have a band-aid up here, so I'm gonna have to use an alcohol wipe and just put that on there. There. Got a little owie. I'll just put an alcohol wipe on there and that's it. Yeah, I'm a Wisconsinite. What's up? I know it seems really quiet, but I don't want to put music on in the background and then, YouTube have an issue. I'm 38 years old, by the way, if you don't know. I have severe gastroparesis, which is a rare disease. I have feeding tube, G-tube for venting. It's stomach paralysis is what it is. It is caused when the vagus nerve is damaged. Vagus nerve. Blah. And your motility of your stomach is slowed down. So basically, when you're eating, it doesn't go down through your stomach fast at all. It doesn't go fast enough. And you get repercussions from it if you eat. Pain, nausea, vomiting, early satiety after like just a couple of bites of food, possibly instant nausea after even drinking liquids. A lot of things like that. And your stomach retains all this food for too long of a time, and so like the next day you'll throw up, and if you throw up, it'll be all that food you ate the day before. Because your stomach is supposed to be empty by 4 hours, if not 90% empty. And my stomach had over 48% left of food. And so at that time in 2024, I was considered severe. I am end stage at this point. I am a DNR. I have a feeding tube, a G-tube, gastric stimulator to help from nausea, vomiting. It doesn't always work. I'm on oxycodone liquid that I put through my G-tube, which is this one. Yeah, and I take Zofran dissolvable for nausea. Ondansetron is also the other name of it. And yeah, and right now I had a little owie over here that wanted to bleed, so I'm using an alcohol swab just to kind of let it sit there. I had 15 likes. What happened? Someone took their like away. Aww. Well, ain't that a bitch? Oh well. It's okay. It happens. Some people can take their likes away, but it was the... Oh! It's back! Yay! Thanks, whoever it was. I don't know who it was, blame you. I was like, someone took their like away. Why? Why? Okay, so I'm going to do a dab, and this... I've actually named this rig the thing, because I don't know what else to call it. It has 3 eyeballs, but I accidentally burnt one. Used for weed, THC, just so you guys know, but it's for concentrate only, so dabs. Thank you for adding your like. Hopefully that stops bleeding. Had a little owie, okay? If it keeps bleeding out, we'll just keep dabbing it out. Or up. But anyway, time to dab. Time to have some THC. THC. I'm just going to finish this one because I still have quite a bit left on there. Bottoms up, yo. If you got it, smoke it. THC, I mean. Not for kids. You have to be 21 years of age or older. I'm 38. And it helps my body calm with my disease. It also helps a little bit with pain, but my oxycodone does a lot more, obviously. And my muscle relaxer and stuff like that. Thank you for the like. Get it hot. Alright. I think it's called a slurp terper or something like that. Is the name of the banger. Okay. So, with my panda, Here we go. Cheers. Smoke it if you got it. I'll let it cool off a minute. It's a little hot. I got a citrine ball inside it, by the way. You just can't see because of it being black a little bit. Yep, that was a dab. Sometimes you gotta use an inhaler. Woo. Ooh. I'm hurting myself, man. Well, it hurts when I cough. My J-tube. Whew. Mm. Ooh. Take care. Honestly, you are inspiration. I have my head wrapped up in my own problems, and you remind me everyone has problems, and to make the most out of what I have. Hell yeah. Thank you. But I mean that, you know, I mean, I'm not going to stop using a product that actually helps me. It's because it hurts me just a little bit. Only because it has more benefits than risks. Woo! I think I'm seeing the color number purple 7, and I think we're all right. Ooh, autism at its finest, and ADHD is here. Ooh, jeez. It feels like when I cough that my tube's gonna pop up. That's kind of the pain I feel, and I don't like it. It's not going to, it's just how it feels. I just have to hold on to it for a second. If you guys don't mind, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and notification bell. Sorry about my pain, but it happens. It happens. That's why I'm doing the leg thing. It's a stim. But it helps like when I'm in pain, so oh yeah. And not, it doesn't feel good, folks. It's normal though, sometimes for it to hurt like this. I just gotta be careful. I don't want to take my pills. Alright. Here we go. Oh shit. I forgot. Oh. There's 2 vital pills missing. Oh, hold on a minute, guys. I gotta stand up. Oh. Why does this one have to hurt me so? Why? I mean, this really hurting a lot. Oh, it's not. It's just. Oh. Whew. Oh, it does not feel good. All I can say, that's the reason why I'm standing right now, guys. I'm so sorry. But my J-tube tends to sometimes hurt. And I can't exactly control when. And it's too early for me to give me my pain meds. So can't do that. Okay, I'm going to try to sit. Right now it's flushing, so... I'm actually in pain on my live. Normally I'm not in this much pain. So, sorry for that. But I'm in a fair amount of pain right now. I mean, it's not from actually doing the dabs. It's just that side of me. I guess the pain's giving me a headache. That side of me has been hurting for quite a while. And I have no idea why it's been so persistent. It shouldn't hurt like that. My J-tube gets exchanged every 3 months. So, and I just got it exchanged 2 weeks ago. So it shouldn't be hurting the way it does. At all. Not even when I do a dab. It shouldn't hurt like that. So, there's something going on. And I know a CT scan didn't show nothing. Because, I mean, that's not what we were looking for. But it would have seen... Basically, would have seen if my tube, there was something wrong with it. But what I think, and they weren't looking for, I think there's some adhesions going on or something in there. Maybe some scar tissue. Or maybe some endometriosis that grew back. Because it is some pain that I can't... I can't describe it. It's not anything I would want anyone to go through. Thank you, Jesus, for being done. Cool. Let me put the charger back on my feeding pump. Here we go. I'm back now, y'all. Okay, the pain has subsided some. Yay! No more dabs now. I think we've called it quits. I think I've had 3 in the last 2 hours. I finished the one I had, technically. I had 2. Technically. It just feels like I had 3. Oh. But no, I think we're done for that. Just because of my pain level right now, guys. And this is my wheelchair. I just have my... This thing actually I sleep on. And I can put it right here. Because this is my wheelchair over here. It's actually teal and purple. I'll show you. So, it's purple and teal. It's got hair and stuff on it. Just gotta clean it off. I don't know, it looks like food actually, doesn't it? Yeah, it's like food. I think it's my, like, when I was making my caramel, I got the sugar and everything mixture on it. But anyway, just gotta wipe it off. And this is my feeding pump. Shows you I'm at 40 milliliters per hour. And my butterfly carrier thing. And then you got my feed. That's my Nutrin 1.5. My it's got Miralax and water. That's the flush. That goes in every 2 hours. So yeah. Yep. That's my lovely wheelchair. And this is my lovely cane. I nicknamed it John McCain. It loves to fall. So, and every time it would fall, I go McCain. So, or my cane. It sounded like McCain. So I thought of John McCain. So it's McCain. Yeah, my little inside joke. And yeah, I'm gonna take one of these. It's my Zofran. Because that's gonna help a little bit. Welcome in. I have a rare disease called gastroparesis. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. I saw somebody come in. I like to say hello to every new person that comes in. That I have a rare disease that I love to advocate about, that there is no cure for. I wish there was a cure for it, but there ain't yet. Maybe someday they'll come up with one, but who knows? I do have a DNR, which means that they cannot resuscitate me if my heart ever stops. Now, I can tell them if I would allow them to use a chemical or intubate me. But I can also tell them no, full out DNR. So, it all goes on whatever I say, basically, in certain ways. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't know. This is a, 30% of us are, get feeding tubes that have this disease. That's another thing. Another thing is that people who get this disease don't always pass away technically from it or from complications, but I'm one of the people that will eventually. Sorry, I gotta nose it, and it's driving me insane. Oh, I hate it. Where's my sanitizer? This is my Bath and Body Works. It's called Ghoul Friends. It's really good. Love it. And he's a little hamster dude with a teacup. I love Bath and Body Works. So does my mom. Like, that's why I love it, I think, because of me and my mom used to go in there when I was a kid. But yeah. Anyway, about my disease, we shall get into. Do you know how much gaslighting we go through with having a rare chronic illness? The gaslighting, let me tell you what. I should have put this more in the beginning of my video. Like, we're 2 hours in. And I'm almost going to go to bed here, so. It's late. For me. I need to get some sleep. But, the gaslighting that happens, like our medical gaslighting, from having a rare disease like us, like having gastroparesis, osteoporosis, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, dysautonomia, like all the things that I've got, minor esophageal dysmotility, the things that we've actually got medically tested and found out. I've had many doctors not understand the pain, that you need this, or not understand, like, how to use the tubes at all. Like, they didn't get it. Like, I had to teach some doctors and nurses how to do things. Like, I've had to do a lot of that. I mean, you'd be surprised how many don't. And that's why I advocate. Because sometimes doctors even get gaslit themselves when they go to the hospitals for something. Or nurses. get gaslit. I mean, like when a doctor goes, "Oh no, you're not in that much pain," you'd be crying on the floor, or you can't have this, you wouldn't know because blah blah blah, and you have to have this done. And let's say you know this already, or you know the symptoms, but they're just sitting there going, "Well, you just Googled it, and I know everything," kind of a thing. That's gaslighting. Like there was this lady, she was actually a gynecologist, and she went to her gynecologist and said, "Well, I think I have this, this, and this," and her gynecologist said, "Well, you can't have." No, it was her dermatologist or something. Her acne was like acting up or whatever, and she goes, "Well, maybe it's because of my polycystic ovary syndrome and stuff like that, and endometriosis." And she goes, "Well, you can't have that. The only way you could know you have that is from your gynecologist." And she goes, "Well, I am a gynecologist." I mean, she was a doctor herself, and they get gaslit also. So it's not rare for us not to be believed in, or not really the not believed in, but not understood like we should be. And it's 9 times out of 10, sometimes they really just don't want to deal with us because we're a complex case. And I understand that we're complex, but that doesn't really give a doctor the reason to decide where their level of expertise is going to make them stay with the patient. Like, if they're like, "Well, I'm just going to hand them over to somebody else," or they're just going to do a number of useless tests just so they can get as much money out of your insurance as they can. That happens too, by the way, because they just really don't know what's wrong with you, so they keep you, and then they're using your money from your insurance, and little do you know, that's the only reason why they're siphoning off you like a mosquito. And that's true. I I am not lying about that one. It's the insurance companies, and 9 times out of 10 is the insurance companies or the doctors. They call. I've actually literally had a surgeon call the insurance company bitching at them to save my life, because the insurance company wouldn't approve. Well, they approved the procedure, but they said it was out of network. So where I was at, I was there for my surgery on that Monday, but I couldn't have my surgery until Friday because they had to approve the network, basically. My surgeon literally bitched him out, and so did the gastric stimulator guy. It was when I had my J tube put in and my gastric stimulator last January. A year ago January, sorry. Not this last January, because last January is when I got my G tube put in. My first one. This is my second, because I get it changed every 6 months. My J tube I get exchanged every 3 months. So I have surgery every 3 months. All the time. Just to get a tube replaced. It's not fun. It's not. But because you kind of have to be awake, but you're on twilight sedation, so you're kind of not awake. And they give you pain meds, thankfully, so you don't really feel anything, thank goodness. At least I don't. I mean, there's a bit of pain, but it's not too much. But every 3 months, that's a lot on a person, just so you know. I mean, if you think about that, how many times your body's getting fentanyl and getting, whatever it is with, twilight sedation, all of those different things, you have to think about over time, what does that do to your body? And that's every 3 months, though. I mean, but I guess they don't really look at it as it could really hurt you, but I think it could. And this is the only thing keeping me alive. Just so everybody's aware. I mean, I wish I was lying. Oh, no. My honey would not like it. There's actually, sorry. My honey would not like it if I smoked that. I'll have to have one of my ones that I've already smoked. Because, there's only one cigarette left. And, yeah. He's the one that's got to work. So I'm going to have to go with that tomorrow. Me. I really need to quit. It's just really hard, to be honest. Especially when you're stressed out and I quit for 4 years. I did it cold turkey. And now it's just like my mom said, it's going to be harder now. Especially when you're going through something. it's going to be harder for someone to quit smoking. That is the truth. It's going to be harder for someone to quit smoking when they've already went through quitting once before. And trust me, I hate the smell and I hate the taste. Ew. Alright. That's all I needed anyway. A little bit of nicotine. Not good for you. Anyway. I already did enough though. I had dabs already. This is my dab rig. It's called The Thing. This is a reclaim chamber. What it does is, whatever dabs I do in here, if it doesn't get smoked, it'll drip into here, and then I can smoke it later. And then in here is water. And so when the smoke comes through here, it goes through here in the water and boop boop. I named it The Thing. And this is what I smoke right here. It's called THC, weed. Here you go. THCA. It's what's legal in Wisconsin. Dabs, concentrate. And this is my tool. He's a Penda. It's a dabber tool because what I do is dabs. And it's legal where I live. It is a plant, it is an herb, it is a medicine. For me. I use it herbally. But I'm also on a liquid oxycodone for pain. Because of these wonderful things here that I'm going to show you. So, this is where I get fed. It's through my J tube. And then my G tube is right here. And this is for venting my stomach and gastric stuff. And then this is where my gastric stimulator is. It's under here. I've lost a lot of weight because of this disease. Ouch. Yeah. You're absolutely correct about the insurance company and the MD. Yeah, thank you. I guess I didn't see that one earlier. But yeah. Thank you for coming in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah. I'm very thankful for all of you who have come in. I've had a lot more people. Thank you. I've had a lot more people lately in this live than I have in the last whatever days. So thank you so much for you guys being here the past 2 hours and 12 minutes and 22 seconds. It is a little bit past 3 in the morning. So with that being said, folks, I should probably get my butt to try to sleep. Because I need to sleep. I mean, it is time. I live in the USA, so it's a little over, like, it's 3:25 in the morning, so I need to, like, go to bed. So with that being said, I want to thank you all, and love you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you for anyone who subscribed. Please subscribe if you haven't, and again, don't forget to like and hit that notification bell as well. Anytime I go live, you'll get notified. And thank you. I also have a Facebook. It's Kristina Newman as well. You'll see me as like a pagan witch in my profile pic. Yeah. So follow me on there too if you'd like. I have like I have almost 8,000 followers on there. So yeah, follow me on there if you'd like. I also have an Instagram. It's connected to my Facebook, as well as my YouTube is connected to the Facebook. So you should be able to find, I think, my Facebook on here, but I'm not sure. But anyway, love and light, and blessed be to you all. And with that being said, stay positive, and thank you all. I'll see you next time.